Namaskar, welcome to PK's classes. Today in the biostatistics we will study degrees of freedom. So degrees of freedom or degree of freedom is the number of independent values that can vary in a data during calculations. We use this degree of freedom, and this degree of freedom is the number of independent values that can vary in a data. For example, let us imagine 5 different numbers whose sum is 100. We know if sum of 5 numbers is 100, then 100 by 5, 20 is the average or mean, and around 20 we can have 5 numbers. We can randomly say 21, 18, 17, 25, 4 numbers. But the 5th number, we have to add all these 4 and then subtract it from 100. That means the 5th number is dependent on the first 4 numbers. So as per the definition, the number of independent values that can vary, that is these 4, not this 5th one. So here degree of freedom we can have 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. So the general formula is degree of freedom is equal to n minus p, where n is the sample size. Suppose it is an animal experiment, so suppose we have taken in a group, suppose say 6 animals, so n is 6. Then p is the number of parameters. You can refer to our earlier classes. Parameters like mean are usually used. So what is the parameter we have taken? How many parameters we have taken? Suppose for a one sample t-test, so degree of freedom will be simplified as n minus 1, because only one parameter, that is the mean, is estimated. So we can have applications. The major applications of this degree of freedom is to find the correct critical value in statistical tests like t-test, chi-square test. For example, students t-test. So students t-test usually has 2 groups. So there are independent 2 samples. So we can say students t-test as independent 2 sample t-test. So here suppose, and in case of an animal experiment, so there will be 2 groups of animals, so 6 animals per each group. So n is equal to 6 per group. So here degree of freedom will be for the group 1 6 minus 1, and for the group 2 6 minus 1. So we can have the formula degree of freedom as n1 plus n2 minus 2. So 6 plus 6 minus 2 is equal to 10. Why here 2 is subtracted? Because 2 population means are being estimated from the sample data, because we have taken 2 groups, so there will be 2 population means, so we have subtracted 2. Or you can simply say for group 1 n1 minus 1, for group 2 n2 minus 1, and total n1 plus n2 minus 2. So this is the formula for degree of freedom. If we use only a single sample, one sample, so this is for 2 sample t-test. For one sample test, that is, for example, pair t-test. Pair t-test is usually used when there is data before and after. Suppose we are administering a drug, so before administering the drug, what is the value, and after administering the drug, what is the value, and the animal is same animal. Okay, so in that case we will have a single sample, because here we will calculate the difference between these 2 values, the difference. So and that difference we use as the single sample. So here the test analyzes the differences between each pairs. So suppose there is say n number, sample size is n, then the difference between all the n pairs will be analyzed, and in this case we will treat the difference as a single sample. So here the degree of freedom is equal to n minus 1. For any one sample test we can have this formula. For any two sample t-test we can have this formula. So you can check it. Suppose in this example we have shown that the degree of freedom is say 10. So we will go for degree of freedom 10, and in this degree of freedom 10 the minimum level of significance P should be less than 0.05. So here alpha is equal to 0.05. So in that case this value is 2.228. So this is the table value or critical value, and the calculated t value should be more than this. Then only we can say there is a difference between these two groups of drugs. Suppose one group is a control and the other group say test. So we want to compare these two groups. So after getting the data from this experiment, we will calculate the t value, and that t value, that calculated t value should be more than 2.228. Then only we can say that there is a significant difference. So I hope degrees of freedom is clear now. Thank you.